good morning, and good morning to everyone. I thought this morning what I would do is bring you the actual sunrise that you could hear and see exactly what I'm experiencing and what you would be experiencing if you were standing looking into Tent Bay in Bathsheba. It is a glorious morning. I could not ask for a more beautiful sky this morning to bring this location to you. I'd like to dedicate today to my older sister Tess. This is her favorite place in the world, and she hasn't been able to get back here for 2 years. Tess, you're always in my heart and always in my mind. As you can see, you're here at your spot this morning. Good morning to each and every one of you. I think this is the perfect view to say our serenity prayer this morning. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Just stunning views. Everybody knows this is my favorite type of sky for a morning. I'm not sure if you're catching it on the resolution this morning. I really hope so, because we're still having a few issues with signal strength around the island, and I'm really hoping that you're able to see the different layers of clouds here with the sun peeping through different sections. It is absolutely heavenly out here this morning. The rays coming down from the lower section of the sun into the clouds in the background as well, so there are golden ridges right around them, and obviously ones in the foreground, well, they are mastery art, absolutely beautiful. Thank you, God, for the visions this morning. Thank you for the health, and thank you for the ability to come here and bring this to all of my friends and family from around the world. Good morning to you again from the beautiful Bathsheba in St. Joseph. Lots of wind this morning, so you may be getting a lot of blow with the microphone and stuff, but no mind, that is what happens over here on the east side. You want to experience reality? This is the reality of the east. It is a beautiful November morning. It feels like that. The wind is fairly cool. There are the low moisture clouds that are pretty regular at this time of the year. This morning we had some rain on the way over. I did not have any fear at all, because that's how November always seems to happen. A little bit of sprinkles in the morning, then we get rid of the moisture. And I already gave you a 360, but what I'm going to do is give you another 360 from here. We're going to get a little wind blow with the apparatuses this morning, so bear with me if we get a little bit of flickering and stuff, but I'm trying to bring you the absolute beauty of over here. Here we go, enjoy. Morning. Talk about beautiful. My goodness gracious me. Absolutely stunning conditions over here on the east side this morning. As I said, it's a little bit windy, but this is just exactly as I would expect. I see a lot of the old time surfers on here that I would know very well from dawn patrols over here at Bathsheba. So these are, I'm sure, memories for you right now. Mr. Kiefer, sir, I know you must be looking straight up in the sun this morning and visualizing what it used to be like on that red board at one time. And before I leave here, I want to pay recognition to Amelie Mears. Unfortunately, Amelie was a teenager that lost his life here while spearfishing in the island. He was an avid seaman. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go right up to the sign, so you can always read up on Amelie later on today. It's a beautiful dedication to him. And I really can't say I know the gentleman, but I know his family extremely well. I surfed with many of them for years and years, and I know the kind of outstanding citizens they are. So I can only imagine if he's a chip off, or was a chip off the old block. He was an amazing young fella. This was a bench that has been laid in his memory as well. So, you know, he has passed on, but he has left so much beauty for us. Beauty of a spirit, beauty of a soul, and physical beauty that's been left out here with those that remember him and want to pay tribute to him. All right, today we're going to be doing a similar walk to what we did last time. Signal strength looks amazing in this area. We're going to be walking away from the sun. A certain person was extremely upset with me yesterday, but don't tell him anything. I don't see him around, but he seems to have forgotten. His memory is like it's older than mine, if that's possible. Must be a Methuselah scenario. Just beautiful, beautiful tent bay. I noticed I have some benches. I'll just elevate a little bit for you. Signal starts to drop as we go around the corner. It does pick back up, but I don't need fluctuations in the signal this morning if possible. But some benches have been put up there in Tent Bay, and they're on concrete bases. So if you're down in this area and you don't actually want to dine in a restaurant, you have some your own snacks, your own cooler, well, you can always utilize that area. Bearing in mind, right now it's beautiful, 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon as the sun dips the other side, it still will be beautiful, but during the day itself will be fairly warm. So if you come over here, please prep yourself for warm conditions. I cannot ask for a more beautiful morning. Look at this sky. I know for sure my sister's heart is melting right now. We're going to be looking into areas here now where you're seeing breaking right there is known as Parlor. Just beyond that is High Rock, which is the second break that's now beginning to pick up. And beyond that, Soup Bowl. We'll be getting into all those shortly. We are directly between the Bathsheba and Tent Bay area. Now, Tent Bay is in Bathsheba, but they're two different known points. If you put them into your Google Maps, you will find them coming up for different locations. Now, I always like that back in memory. Well, as far back as I can remember, because I got a lot of years in this old head of mine. But I used to drive along here in the 90s, along this cliff section here in a vehicle, if you believe it or not. But as you could see, there's just a little goat track. There used to be a well-defined road that used to run around here. It was actually blocked at one time because it was so popular. But now there's no need for that because nature has taken care of that situation. And as you can see, all of the side here is actually slipped away. We've seen this along the entire east coast of the island, especially in the Tent Bay area, going up into Glen Burnie and Martins Bay, etc. And I would imagine this is a part of nature. As the other cliffs and stuff you will find inland, the elevations, we have similar looking landscapes as this here. So I would imagine that the weaker matter will just continue to fall away until we find the solid coral again. Just like in St. Lucie area, you will have a plateau of grassland where you will have one of these big boulders or a few of these big boulders in the middle of it, and then you will find a sheer cliff again. So I would imagine over time this will shear itself off until it finds coral again. Remember, what I tell you all is not anything that is studied, and it's not anything that is for sure. It's just what I am seeing from the time that I have spent on this earth exploring and in these general areas, because I've seen this happening in other areas as well. But you want to be careful when you're walking these cliff sections. This is not too bad right now, but if you do look, I like to point this out to you. Underneath the grass, there is no base whatsoever, because I obviously have had a fairly recent slip. So if you're walking in areas like this here, have a look around before you step out to take a picture. Don't just look at where you're taking a photo of. I know, take a real close look at what you're stepping onto, etc. And be very careful, please. We don't want any problems to you all guys while you're here. Beautiful flowering, I don't know if it's crabgrass or what, I'm not sure the exact name of it. I'm sure someone will put it in, but just beautiful out here. The colors, the lushness. Imagine this island is going through a drought situation. Now, I will call it a drought situation because our average rainfall is that low at the moment. But look at the beautiful greens and the lushness that are around here. This will tell you what, what benefits the ashfall that we had has made. I mean, if we had not had the ashfall, I can only imagine how brown this island would be. But you can see the underparts of the grass are beginning to brownen up. Although the tops are still green, you can see the bottom sections are beginning to get brown. So you would know it is very, very, very dry at the moment. So any rainfall is greatly appreciated. At this time of year, we will get morning showers. As I mentioned before, it's when the temperatures start to change. And November is notorious for that. As it comes around to Christmas and it gets freezing cold in Barbados, we're not expecting any snow, but we are expecting freezing conditions which will require sweaters, 2 sheets, and most definitely a warmer. And the warmer could be a physical person lying next to you, or it could be a warm sheet with a coverall. I don't mean to laugh or make sport at people's cold conditions, but trust me, as Bajans, we love November, especially late November, December, January, February, March, because they're the times that we feel cool in this island. It really is a lovely, lovely temperature range. Although we appreciate all the summer, this is a change for us. You know, we don't have to have a massive drop, you know, from the 80s right down into the 30s to notice it. We just have to have a drop of a couple of degrees, and everything changes. The actual sky, as you will see, is a little different to how it was in summer for sure. And then you also notice the freshness in the breeze, what we like to call a little nip to the air. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to take you up on what I think is probably the best 360 location out here, and we'll do a little view from up here as well. We will also take in that EMC photo op. Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, we can't do any stills while we're doing the videos, so we're going to miss out on the stills, but don't mind, you're going to capture the beauty, and it's going to be moving for you this morning. So let's start from the sun and end at the sun one more time. Here we go. I just saw a message pop up that it's pouring in Dover. Well, yes, I know that happens, and that's why we're over on the east side this morning. I had a suspicion that it was going to happen on that side of the island, and you know the wind is coming from off the east, so all these clouds are going to go over towards the south area, have a little more chance to pick up a little more moisture and stuff, and dump possibly on that side. You can see some showers down in the distance, down in the Belle Plaine area as well. Just to walk you through where we are, we're getting a lot of wind here, so but it's the best vantage point, so you're going to step in a little bit behind the cliff hopefully and get rid of a little bit of that. So we're going to take a little more of the great trees, which I do not even like to talk about. But in the distance you will see the white cliffs of Pico Tenerife, well, I would say Cove Bay area actually, and you will see the point that is known as Pico Tenerife. That's approximately center of the camera now. Although there is some sea spray because there's a lot of wind, and as you can see there is a little bit of a swell running. We've had a swell for the last couple of days. You can still clearly make out the northern section of the island. The furthest point that you will see from here, I would say will probably be like around Paul's Point or something in that general area, which is by Cove Bay. And then you will see the white cliffs of Cove Bay coming in as the sun begins to come up now. You then see the peak of Pico Tenerife. And then we work our way right around the top of Cherry Tree Hill, where you will see in the distance there's an antenna mast. You may not make that out. Directly in front of that is what we call our sleeping giant, which would be the Chalky Mount area. And you can see the beach bar that's down there at Barclays Park as well. Working our way up, the first set of rocks you're seeing in the distance, not the first ones here, the furthest I should say, that would be the mouth of Joe's River. And you will see the old Edgewater Hotel up there still. And then you'll work your way into Bathsheba, which goes through the Soup Bowl area. Then your second set of rocks, and you get High Rock. And as I said before, you can't parlor. Guys, the wind is more of a side shore, so if you have your boards, you're nearby and have some time, you can still get a good ride down here. As you can see, there is spray coming off at the top of these swells, so it's not a onshore breeze. It is actually quite nice. Some of the conditions look favorable, so don't know how it'll be as the day progresses, but right now it looks pretty good. Just to give you an indication of slippage in this area, this was, I don't know, I have never seen this as a solid house. Not that I remember anyhow, but imagine this would have been the washroom pit, I would imagine, somewhere here. It looks that way to me, or just a column of foundation. But you'll see all of the actual foundation is cracked and moved away. And this used to extend quite far out, because you can see where the base actually goes to. So you can appreciate what happens in these areas, on these cliff areas over here on the east side of the island. But that's what creates this beautiful scenery that I would have to say is possibly, I would say, the most beautiful place in Barbados. And that's nature-wise. Absolutely stunning. Now the southeast rivals it with the coves and stuff, but the southeast coves are tiny. This is just miles and miles of nothing but sheer beauty. So I can see why this is most definitely my sister's favorite point on the island. Now, she was a very serious surfer at one time. She was probably the most serious bodyboarder in this island years ago. I'm talking about a long time ago, like in the latter 80s maybe, before bodyboarding really got serious here. I didn't even have a clue that a board could turn without fins in it, and she taught me quite a bit as I went into that field as well. Beautiful paths, absolutely gorgeous. This is a part of the same train line. We've done a lot of walking, you all would remember. Martins Bay, Bath, all along Glenburnie, into Tent Bay and stuff. This continues right down into Cattle Wash. This is what they call the old train line. But the sceneries from here, spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Scenery such as this are things that you would only imagine sometimes. Those of you that have never been to Barbados that may stumble on this vlog this morning. We are the EMC crew. This is what we do every morning, or we try to do it 6 days a week. That's Monday through Sunday. That will change a little bit. I'm going to cut it back to 5, but we'll talk about that later on. But I will certainly put it up so that no one is misled or wakes up early on the morning to be unaware of what's going on. But that's something that I'm possibly considering. However, don't worry. I'm going to bring you so much beauty that those 2 flat days, you will have beauty you can watch 24 hours a day if you want. We have over 600 vlogs now up on YouTube. I would say there are about 260 of them are live vlogs that we have done with the EMC family. EMC family represent a group and a gathering of people that come together every morning to bring the best positive spirituality to our lives. We get up, we come out, we greet each other, we share love with each other, we share care. The care in here is genuine. What you're seeing is 100% genuine. This is people that don't even know each other. I haven't met, I would say, 95% of the people on here. And we have, I would say, approximately 20% of our gathering is now locals that live on the island, which is amazing. You know, people are using their own island to start their day. So we come together, we see beautiful scenery such as this. Sometimes we go into the bushy areas like forest and stuff. And the reason we do that is because this is where I find God, and this is where God brings me and asks me to bring you, so you can start your day seeing all of the blessings that He's left for us and all the beauty that He continues to give us. Don't see tents around too often, but this is a nice thing to see. You know, this shows that you know, people are very confident and comfortable in Barbados, which is an amazing sign. I love to see this. Now on the other side of where we are, it used to be a very small little shuttle bar, but it's now Uncle Joe's, and it is a fairly well-established restaurant that has come up in this area. Bathsheba, like everywhere else in the island, has developed over the years. Got a little more commercial, but not commercial as in large resorts or anything. But a lot of these shops and facilities in these areas have raised the game and raised the bar, because you know, you want to have your luxuries, and you want to have you know, anything that you may want, no matter where you go in the island. And down here you'll find Wi-Fi being offered. I'll talk a little bit more as you go further on from different locations. But beautiful Bathsheba. Now I remember when I was a little kid, cricket was played here all the time. Actually, not even a little kid, in my 20s and 30s, cricket was played here. Now that doesn't look like a huge pitch, but trust me, the level of competition that I've seen go on here has been incredible, and the kind of support was incredible. In those days, we only really had cricket. We may have had a little bit of soccer, very tiny bit of rugby, but there was not a lot of activity. The cricket was so popular that it moved to the beach, and thank goodness Roger Miller and Brian Talma are bringing back a Barbados Beach Cricket League, which is something that is going to be just amazing to have here on the island again. You know, kudos to them for keeping the culture alive. Uncle Joe's, big restaurant now, lovely facilities, lots of parking. There's an elevated view from the other side. And a lot of these buildings that you're seeing here on the land side, these are Airbnb as well. A lot of them have rental signs on the front of it. I will try and pass another day, but we have done so much road work out here. I want to stick to the beach today. You know why? No sarcasm. Conditions out here today are just stunning. So we're going to drop down to the lowest elevation possible, as close to the water as possible, so that you can enjoy the amazing scenery that this side of the island has to offer you. Just outstanding conditions today. Okay, this is another one of our EMC photo ops. Enjoy for 20 seconds. There you go. I actually did it 20 seconds. And I did it quite comfortably. No bites on the tongue, no stress, nothing at all. And that's because I was actually breathing in the view myself. You know, I can't stop and take stills as I mentioned, but anytime I see something that I think should be a great still shot, I'm going to bring it to you all in that format. 20 seconds to enjoy the beauty and listen to the sounds as well. Oh, you will always find some little bit or remnants of sargassum in this area. I don't care what time of year it is, you will always find some. And that's because this is the easterly beach. However, as you can see, we don't have anything that we had before. If you've been back here in some of my vlogs earlier in the year, around summertime, you wouldn't have seen this water, this color. It would have been a gold matte from all the sargassum. You would not have seen any sand whatsoever in this area. But as you can see, things change, and this is a beautiful time of year. I will tell you, I don't know what your travel plans are, but Barbados is probably as beautiful as I have ever seen her, and she's ready for you. So if you can make it this year, as I said before, I don't know what your travel plans are, and I'm not trying to lure you anywhere that you don't feel comfortable, or get on to a plane if you don't feel comfortable. I'm just saying, if you do feel comfortable and you do have the opportunity, come and enjoy this. 20 seconds for you all, guys. To be real honest with you, there are so many photo opportunities out there today. I could stand up and just turn the camera 5 degrees, 5 degrees, 5 degrees, and freeze, because it is stunning, absolutely stunning. You will see what we talk about with the loss of beachfront land. You will see coconut trees here that had mud around the base of them, along with grass that was growing. Now this one here would obviously be at an angle, because you can see the grass is on what would be normally associated as being the bottom section of it. And then you could see the other ones that have fallen recently, and you could see some that are in some curious positions. So we will lose some of those. Now I'm not going to do it today, but when I was in my 20s and surfing a lot with my crew, which was Ashley Trot, we used to come over here and go under that rock and sit on the outside of that rock there in the shade and watch the guys on the outside taking off. That is a beautiful, beautiful place. If you can find it at a low tide, well, I guess if you don't have your cameras and stuff, you can walk between the actual beach itself on a little banking or a little bar that goes out to that rock and walk to the other side. Remember though, it's a rock. Do not stand up under there, or you will most definitely get cut in your head. I know that sounds really silly, but you know, I have been cut in my head. Call me silly if you would like, but I'm going to explain to you all what the challenges could be in anything in this island, and I'm basing them on what my experience is. So thank goodness I'm probably one of the most silly people that would hit their head on that rock there, that I'm able to warn you about it in case there's anyone else that's tending to go into the same way I am, which is a little bit silly. Sets outside are cranking, and as you all guys can see, they're clean. So surfologists, I know this is one of your favorite breaks out here, so bring your longboard, come over. Unless the wind changes direction or gets stronger, you're going to have some beautiful rides this morning. Just stunning. I don't even know if I use that word enough times today. Don't worry, I'm guarantee you by the time I get to the War Wagon, I will be using that a lot more, because that's all I see out here. Stunning beauty this morning. Now Dina's Bar, that is where the NCC facilities are, where you can get showers and washrooms and stuff. That is just over here. She offers Wi-Fi. She has a password on it, but if you go to Dina, you're buying something from her, she will happily give you that password. She has given it to me, and I like to give her a shout out because I've always used that when I was over here just checking stuff. But as you all would know, I like to be consistent as possible with the signal strength. So I don't use Wi-Fi when we're broadcasting at all, and I certainly don't leave on the Wi-Fi, because if not, it hops between Wi-Fi and data, and then we get blank spots. So you know, I don't only just want to bring you the best, I want to show you the beauty as best I can. So I don't want to have anything that's distracting you from seeing stuff like this. I have on some brand new beach shoes today. or new brand, depending if you're a Bajan or international person. They feel beautiful. They're fitting me like a glove this morning. The others had taken a licking, so I know right to step again and step in style. I didn't want to get them wet this morning, but I just stood up anyway for you all guys, so look at it. I dirtied these brand new shoes for you all. Oh my, we gotta wash them off. These are strong. The other ones I had were battered for 6 months. Oh, a rainbow. Oh, how lovely. Okay, let's take this other little bit of a photo up here. Enjoy this building rainbow that you're seeing in the distance here. And now, the glorious sunrise. As I promised you all, I would take more of me time. Well, this is me time every time I stop and taking these kind of sceneries. And thankfully, me time and you time work hand in hand. I just saw a couple of notices going up here. My condolences and sympathy to anyone that's lost a loved one, or anyone that's grieving today over the passing of a loved one, whether it be yesterday, last year, 10 years ago, no matter when. You know, just the way I think of life is that we all go on to a much better place, and the sad people are those that are left behind. So if you're feeling sad, let the tears flow, let your heart grieve. That's all a part of going and getting stronger. And enjoy the day, and never ever forget the memories of those that have passed before us. One day we will sit with them again and we will reminisce over these same conversations that we're having right now. Now, I also remember when I was a lot younger, you would not have seen the shelf reef here at all. I know the sand moves and comes in at different times, but this is a shelf reef that has been up above sand level for quite some time now. And I don't know if it will ever come back enough sand to settle in the area. I'm sure, you know, it goes through its different, you know, changes and stuff. But I haven't seen the shelf reef like this exposed for almost for the entire year now. Just beautiful, beautiful Barbados. Now, I don't know how many of you have been here for sunrise in the morning, but what I will say is, remember, every vlog that we do, which is the live vlog, or I would say 99.99% of them, is at 6 a.m. or in this kind of time frame when the sun comes up. The peace and the beauty that you're seeing with the glows and the warmth and tones that you're seeing right now only come at this time of day. You will not find them at any other time of day. So if you want to experience this, which I'm going to give you a 360 on now that you truly can, this is the time you need to come. It is now 25 to 7. I would say get over here around 5:45 if you can, and watch the very first twilight as the sun starts to come up. Here we go. Enjoy the 360, everyone. EMC 360 for you. I'm doing these a lot slower today and I'm taking a lot more opportunities to enjoy the scenery. I'm not charged all around from point A to point B. We're now taking in the actual journey and not the destination or the beginning of that journey. We're enjoying it a lot more. This is something that I want to start doing a little bit more. We're not be doing long treks. We've covered most of the coastline. We will have some long ones coming in between. There's some areas that need to be covered together. But then we will also be going to little beaches in between as we are today and enjoying the beauty of a set area rather than all over. It is just stunning. The reflections on the water, the birds, the actual nature around here, breathtaking. God, thank you for giving me this opportunity this morning. I don't know about anybody else in here, but today feels something special about today. Is making today feel different to normal. The way I'm feeling right now is one of those tingling sensations where I am sensing and I'm aware of everything around me. The birds in the background, the sound of the rocks that are rolling on the beach, the gentle slapping of the waves as they're coming up the beach. Enjoy these. Just amazing, amazing beauty. Well, I'm feeling quite emotional here. I'm sensing a lot of different feelings right now. None of them are sad, but all of them are gratuity for sure. I'm grateful for everything that I'm experiencing, the peace that I'm feeling right now, and the love and the kindness that I'm seeing expressed in these words that are being scrolling across the screen are unbelievable. This is a magnificent day. I would have to say it is a heavenly day. We've had a good session this morning. I know normally I would walk all the way down to Soup Bowl, and that was my intentions, but my intentions are to keep these nice and tight on time, not because of the time, but keep them compact and interesting. We will continue this here at a later day, I can promise you that. But right now I would like to thank each and every one of you for gathering this morning, not just for being here for me, for being here for each other, because our strength comes from our numbers, our strength comes from our family. This is not a group of people that are meeting. This is people that have considered themselves the EMC. We're all a part of this. Each and every one of us is what has made the EMC what it is. Each and every word that we have said of kindness and compassion to each other are what has made this what it is. This is not just showing the beauty of Barbados. Of course, it is the most scenic place in the world as far as I'm concerned, and it is the most incredible backdrop to have to anything that we're doing. But we don't just come and view it. We talk to each other. We share love with each other. We give each other strength, because some of us will always, not some, all of us will encounter those times where we're challenged. All of us will be happy to see someone say good morning. All of us need that. And if we don't get ourselves prepared to share that with others, don't expect it to come, because God gives you what He wants you to share. And you will receive what He wants you to get. And as long as you're following His light and you're doing what He asks of you, you will be rewarded beyond measure and belief. I am being, and I'm only just beginning to appreciate the things that He has given me. My days are filled with nothing but joy. When the sorrow comes in, the sadness comes in, or the fear comes in, what do? I pray to Him, because He will get me through it. And then eventually, after I pray, I feel Him telling me, everything will be all right. Have a great day, everyone. I love you all. Welcome to Barbados. Go forward today. Carry this beauty in your heart and let it radiate to everyone around you. Have a fantastic day, everyone. I love you all. Greetings from Barbados. And I'm going to leave you all with a photo op. And I'm going to leave you all with the camera rolling for a few seconds longer than normal, so that you can enjoy the rising of this beautiful sun and the dawning of another day in Barbados. Have a great day, everyone. I love you all.